This podcast is brought to you by the Washington State Department of Health. When we think about the COVID-19 vaccine hesitancy in the Black community, let's remember, it didn't happen by chance. It's justified in history. But the will to change the narrative is strong today, and our people are lending their voices to the conversation. We're sharing our stories and the reasons that made us choose the vaccine so we can lead the way for others to make a well-informed choice too. To hear our stories, visit hereforuswa.org.
Wenatchee is gorgeous in the spring with its lush green rolling hills, abundant wildflowers everywhere, and the views of the Columbia River. The local food scene offers an abundant selection of authentic international cuisines featuring the unique farm-fresh ingredients of the region. Wenatchee is also home to award-winning wines, handcrafted hard ciders, and a talented handful of local brewers producing fine craft beers. Visit Wenatchee, the heart of Washington State.
Hey, this is BJ. Thanks for listening to our show's podcast. If you're a fan of all things geeky, you should check out my other podcast, BJ Shea's Geek Nation. We have new episodes every day, and you can check it out at bjgeeknation.com.
Your home is going into foreclosure and you feel like a financial wreck. You don't know where to turn for accurate information. I'm bankruptcy attorney Travis Gagne. Let's talk about some legal options. If we work quickly, we can propose a plan to save your home, modify the loan, or in many cases even eliminate your second mortgage. The consultation is free. I've helped hundreds of people just like you make informed decisions about whether to save their home or exit it on a reasonable, organized timeline. The chapter you choose sets the tone for the next chapter of your life. Please contact me today at choosetherightchapter.com. That's choosetherightchapter.com.
99.9 KISW, the Rock of Seattle. You don't want to go to the BJ and Migs page on KISW.com because you got to check out this video. Man, this is nuts. This is a video where bystanders watch a deer fall down a 50-foot waterfall and survive.
Oh, good. Oh, it's part of the Jackass Deer Edition. You didn't know deers, they do their own version of Jackass.
Hi, this is Rudolph. Welcome to Jackass.
So is that like Johnny Hornsville?
Or yeah, Bucksville.
Bucksville, there
Johnny
we go.
Bucksville.
And Johnny Hornsville is on a site that adults go to.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. You would know.
Okay.
Yeah, I do.
Yes.
I'm a big fan.
This is Johnny Bucksville, and you're watching Deer Jackass.
Yeah, this happened at a state park in Michigan earlier this month. And you can hear this audio of the people reacting to the fall of this deer and then cheering when they see the deer survive.
No! What's he doing? Oh my gosh. Oh my god. Where'd he go? How did he
I thought they're like howling. Like, howl!
How is that possible? You know what I mean? I guess they're stronger than we are, I guess.
Well, maybe the deer was drunk. We've always heard about people walking away from stuff when they were hammered.
Yeah.
Deers love to get drunk in the woods. I heard about that.
If you're limber, I suppose you're right. Yeah, if you just go limp, that's the best way to survive any kind of problem.
I think the deer looked at the other deers and was like, watch these stupid humans freak out. And then he does his thing.
Oh, that's their total troll moment. Like, oh, yeah, they're going to think I'm dead and I'm not.
Another deer walks by collecting money for its GoFundMe.
Oh, nice.
It's the deer scam.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a big scam. Yeah, you got to check it out on the BJ Migs page of KISW.com and watch this deer fall 50 feet in a waterfall and survive. I mean, like all the movies, people survive falling over the waterfalls, but I hear it really, you don't survive it too much. That's the key.
Well, we have proof that you do if you're a deer.
Yeah, well, that's true. It's amazing how it's like cats and stuff like that. You just see that they can survive so much. And then it's like, I turn my ankle and I'm out. I'm out for a month.
Do you think that the deer was on the run? Like maybe it stole something from another deer and it was trying to get away?
Oh.
Or was it like a fugitive deer?
Oh, wow.
I mean, you mentioned movies. I'm now trying to think like movie scenes. Like why would this deer try and jump a 50-foot waterfall?
Yeah.
Or it's just a stupid deer and thought it was just swimming.
Well, it could, there's a lot of reasons that we could, attribute.
Deer.
Yeah. Hey, stupid deer. I feel like, they're pretty smart and they're pretty kind and gentle. So,
maybe it lost its hat in the river and then it was like, hey, I got to get this hat. Went over.
Yeah. Happens to the best of us.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, deer fedoras, man. They're expensive.
Dear fedoras.
I don't know why, but I was picturing just it was a snapback Kraken hat. And those things aren't cheap.
Well, those ain't cheap either. You're right. I mean, if this deer's a new Kraken fan, it's like, damn, I just got this. Yeah, well, I'm not going to lose this. I want to go to opening night looking good. Yeah, he paid a lot of bucks for it.
Yeah.
Thank you very much. Well, talking about animals, this isn't as happy of a story. A zoo had to ban a woman for having an affair with a chimpanzee. Yeah. Steve's going to tell you all about this. He's got the Mix Report for you at 6:17 on The Rock.
BJ and Migs, mornings on The Rock, 99.9 KISW.
This podcast is brought to you by the Washington State Department of Health. As we continue to listen, learn, and grow, we are amplifying Black voices and perspectives in an effort to start a new COVID-19 vaccine conversation. We're sharing stories intended to help us navigate this unprecedented time together and to co-create solutions in support of the Black community. Hear these stories at weconsiderwa.org.
Want to create a lifetime of memories this spring? Do you remember the joy of jumping as a child? If only there was a way your own kids could experience that same joy safely. Spring Free Trampoline has been engineered to eliminate 90% of product-related injuries. The Spring Free design boasts no springs and a flexible enclosure and proudly offers a 10-year warranty. That's peace of mind. Lock in your ultimate backyard safe space before summer arrives. Visit springfreetrampoline.com.
Wenatchee is gorgeous in the spring with its lush green rolling hills, abundant wildflowers everywhere, and the views of the Columbia River. The local food scene offers an abundant selection of authentic international cuisines featuring the unique farm-fresh ingredients of the region. Wenatchee is also home to award-winning wines, handcrafted hard ciders, and a talented handful of local brewers producing fine craft beers. Visit Wenatchee, the heart of Washington State.
$20 million, $19 million, $6 million. These are all awards recovered for clients of Phillips Law Firm. To win big, you have to fight big. And Phillips Law has been fighting the too-big-to-fail insurance industry for decades. Not every case will have a multi-million-dollar outcome, but Phillips Law will fight just as hard to recover the outcome you deserve. If you or a loved one has been injured in a car accident or on the job, call or click today at 1-800-JUSTICE or visit justiceforyou.com.
99.9 KISW, The Rock of Seattle.
Well informed on the issues of the day? Not this guy. Live from the KISW News Center in downtown Seattle, this is the Mix Report.
Well, thanks, you guys. Thanks to Beacon Plumbing, Heating, and Mechanical for giving us the Mix Report. And today, I got a massive question for both of you, for all of you, because it's a very special day for two different things.
Okay.
So today is National Whiskey Sour Day.
Yeah. Oh.
But it's also National Banana Split Day.
Oh.
You had to pick. Which one are you going to have?
Well, I love my desserts more than I love my alcohol, so I'll go banana split.
You want that banana with 3 scoops of ice cream, whipped cream, a little chocolate drizzle.
Not my favorite dessert with ice cream, but I'll take it.
I don't remember the last time I had a banana split other than a Dairy Queen Blizzard, which is my favorite Blizzard, is the banana split Blizzard.
Oh, I don't think I've ever had a Blizzard banana split.
Highly recommended. Good 10 out of 10. Yes. Danny, I feel like you're going whiskey sour.
Whiskey sour all the way. I'm even wearing a whiskey shirt today, so there you go.
Oh, perfect.
Yeah, I didn't know it was that today, but here we are.
Yeah, because you're not a big dessert guy.
Not at all.
But you're a big whiskey guy.
Very much so.
All right, Vicky. Oh, I'm torn on this one. I know Vicky likes the whiskey.
I do like the whiskey. I'm just not really feeling, if a whiskey sour is done properly, I believe they use a raw egg. Yep. And I'm not really feeling it today.
Do they really?
Yeah, if you do a real one.
The hell kind of rocky?
Oh. It's not bad. It's really good, but I think I want the banana split today.
Nice.
All right.
Red?
I think that's the best way to take a raw egg, though, is with some whiskey, to be honest with you.
Yeah, if you're going to have a raw egg, I guess with whiskey would be a good way to do it.
I'm doing the old banana split. Give me that banana, man.
That's right.
Yeah,
even for breakfast.
Yep. Right.
I would eat that right now.
Oh, I would too, totally.
Totally healthy, right?
It's got a banana. Yeah,
of course. The banana's got potassium.
And the cherry.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, the cherry.
And ice cream is cream.
Oh, it's milk.
And nuts are good for you.
Yeah, they are. On your what?
What?
There's nothing bad.
So you've chosen banana split as well?
Oh, duh. Yeah, not a chance. I'm actually kind of surprised. I did not know. I'm not a whiskey guy. I did not know that a whiskey sour involved a raw egg. That just seems crazy to me.
Proper ones.
Proper ones.
So, and I bet that a lot of folks don't do them that way.
It's very true. If you go to like some dive bars, they just put sour mix in with.
Yeah, they're probably like, I don't want to deal with this cracking an egg, putting it in your drink.
That's what I thought it was. Literally, I just thought sour, whiskey, boom, whiskey, sour.
Right. Apparently we were wrong, Rev.
Amazing.
All of us wrong.
That's why it gets all foamy.
So you got to shake the egg up?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
It almost, I mean, you know what? I try a whiskey sour.
I kind of want to try it that way, yeah.
It's good. It's just, I mean, not my favorite whiskey drink.
Yeah.
All right. Well, let's head on over to a zoo in Belgium, the Antwerp Zoo. They have a chimpanzee named Cheetah.
Right.
And Cheetah's been there for a long time, I think about 30 years, right? So over the last 4 years, there's a woman by the name of Addie, and she's been visiting Cheetah every week and developed a close bond with the animal.
Okay.
To the point where now she's banned from the zoo.
Why?
She says that she loves the animal loves her.
Oh, yeah.
And they don't have anything else. So she's like, I don't understand why they want to take it away. We're having an affair. I'll just say it. Now, this affair that she's talking about, they blow kisses to each other, BJ.
Oh, okay.
That's adorable.
Okay, for a minute there, I was getting a little scared about what that meant.
Right. Well, yeah. Apparently, they just blow kisses to each other. And, there's obviously an enclosure. There's like a glass thing between the two of them. But the zoo expressed concern about this relationship, saying it's negatively impacting Cheetah's ability to relate to and be accepted by the zoo's other chimpanzees.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I guess it's making things weird over there.
Oh, because I thought people. I mean, she's not hurting anybody and just blowing
kisses. She shouldn't be doing that. I know. At first, when I saw this story, I said, "Oh, there's an affair." I'm like, "You've got to be kidding me!"
Yeah,
and then you read the story, and you're just like, "You've got to be kidding me!" But for a different reason.
It's an emotional affair. Those are things. Okay, so that's what she means.
4 years they've been blowing kisses to each other, and now they're like, "Nope." You're banned from the zoo.
So, like the other chimpanzees are like, blank you. You're hanging with humans, you little jerk, and they're really
things weird. Yeah.
Wow, isn't that something?
So yeah, I mean, I think she can still go to the zoo. She's just banned from interacting with Cheetah.
Wow, that sucks, man. I mean, I don't. Is she married? I mean, because an affair also implies that you have somebody in your life and you're cheating on them, kind of.
Well, according to the lady, she says I haven't got anything else.
Oh, well, then it's really not an affair. Unless he's having the affair. So is Mrs. Cheetah getting pissed? Is that what's going on?
I don't know, but they're just hoping that this is going to help Cheetah to be able to interact more with his fellow primates.
Yeah. What if Cheetah wants to spread his legs? What if he's like the Planet of the Apes dude?
I mean, his legs?
I mean, spread his wings.
Jeez, BJ.
I mean, spread his wings and be free.
Wings. I meant wings.
I was like, did I hear that right? Did BJ just say spread his legs?
Yeah, I meant spread his wings, but you're right. I did. Yeah, well, actually,
just don't get it.
Wow, that was.
Well, that's a weird transition to this story because big news. It just came in. OnlyFans will allow sexually explicit content again. Welcome back. 1 week after they put the ban, they were blaming the banks, saying, "Hey, we got to do this because the banks aren't happy." I guess they figured things out with the banks, and they put out a statement saying, "Yep, OnlyFans stands for its inclusion, and we will continue to provide a home for all creators." And also, I think they were realizing they're going to lose a lot of money because they put like $300 million in payouts per month to their content users. That's a lot of money.
Yeah,
and some people were thinking about jumping ship and going to other versions of OnlyFans. So they were like, "Yep, we got to get this figured out." So, Vicky, good news. You can keep your OnlyFans page.
Yeah, the banks released a statement saying, normally when it comes to effing people, that's our job, but we're going to let OnlyFans show that as well.
Nice.
Thank you.
Yesterday we talked about the bummer news that just came in right before our show ended, and that's Rolling Stones drummer Charlie Watts unfortunately passed away at the age of 80 years old. A lot of love for him yesterday if you just went on social media from all types of bands. Just lots of great pictures and lots of great stories. And what I learned yesterday was Charlie Watts seemed like a really awesome dude. Like, from all the stories that you hear from other rock stars getting to meet him, I've read some stories from like radio friends and acquaintances sharing their stories with meeting. Like one guy, a buddy I used to work with here in town, he now lives in LA, but he was supposed to do a special with Charlie Watts, and they needed him to do like these radio liners, which are basically just like, hey, this is Charlie Watts from the Rolling Stones, and you're listening to put radio station. So Charlie's like, hey, I don't mean to be rude, but I don't do radio liners. I just don't like doing them, but I'll do an interview. And they weren't supposed to get an interview with him. So he did like this long interview with the guy, which I thought was pretty cool. Like, yeah, I won't do your radio liner because I just think they're cheesy, but I'll give you a full-on radio interview.
Yeah, see, I love it when you have an alternative. You know what I mean? Because, I've had trouble with some Brits before when I've asked them to do stuff. And they didn't really, But Charlie came up with an alternative.
What I love is when the band started, I was reading that apparently the band wanted him so bad that they had to cut down their expenses so they could afford to have him in the band. He was like this premier jazz drummer, and he had to be taught, quote unquote, how to play rock and roll by Keith Richards. Which makes more sense of like his style. His style was definitely not like a rock and roll drummer. He was a little more laid back, but that's what worked so well with the Rolling Stones.
I never knew that story. That actually, he was like, look, dude, I got a gig. I don't know about you losers.
Right. Well, and he even thought, this band's not going to last very long. Maybe I'll be in the band for about a week.
That's awesome.
And it turned out to be, his thing for his entire life. A story that I read on Facebook was from a buddy, Chase Culp, who's a great drummer. He's been in bands like The Crying Spell, Point One, great local bands. He's also part of the West Coast Drum Shop, which if you're a drummer and you haven't been to that shop, check it out in Bellevue. They've got all the great vintage drums, the current drums. It's an awesome, and also they give drum lessons. He's been a phenomenal drummer, but he shared this story, BJ, that's just like, man, Charlie Watts continues to get more and more awesome. He said several years ago I was teaching at Don Bennett Drum Studios, which eventually became the West Coast Drum Shop, and I opened up my lesson room door, and there was Charlie Watts. Needless to say, I was blown away not to meet him and also talk with one of rock and roll's drumming legends. Charlie was kind and gracious enough to give me 20 comp tickets for the show and asked me to call and find students who wanted to go. I'll never forget that day and that show at the stadium with my students and their families. Thanks to Don and Charlie Watts. May you rest in peace.
Wow.
20 tickets.
See, you don't hear any of these stories, because, he's not a guy that wants to bang his own drum, really, literally.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that's really cool.
It's just like, you read those kind of stories, and you're just like, man, what an awesome dude. It's obviously going to be sorely missed, and who knows what's going to happen with the Rolling Stones. I remember hearing an interview with him. He always said that, he's like, the band can continue so long as Mick and Keith are around. He's like, they could probably find another drummer. He was joking around back in the day about that, but I don't know what their plans are going to be. I know they were planning on doing some shows without him back when he was still alive, but he was just unhealthy.
Yeah, I read that Keith Richards has another band, and the drummer in that band they were thinking of having join them,
right,
to replace Charlie when he was alive and going through his medical stuff.
Mariners won yesterday.
Woo, go Mariners!
5-1, and it was their 69th win of the season. BJ.
Nice.
They play again tomorrow. They're going to be at home against the Kansas City Royals. And big news for us Seahawk fans and those of us that love Luke Wilson. It's official. Luke Wilson is back with the Seahawks, mainly because of the injury to Colby Parkinson. It must mean that maybe he's going to be out longer than they expected. So Luke's back with the team, rocking number 82 again, his fourth time with the Seahawks.
That's fantastic. I mean, look, it's great to have a guy like that you can go to because, injuries do happen. It's just football, and it's awesome that, he's always there and ready, and he's such a great dude.
And more than ready, man. If you just pay attention to his Instagram or his social media and all the workouts that he's been doing, he's just been on a whole other level. So I'm excited to see what happens with Luke back with the team. It's always a great guy, and it's awesome that he's going to be with the Seahawks. As far as weather, 79 degrees today. That's the Migs Report, and that's what's up.
That is what's up. And, well, it's getting exciting if you're a Mariners fan. I mean, it's coming down to it. It really, really is. They're beating the teams they're supposed to beat. Now they should kick the butt out of it. They got to beat Kansas City because Kansas City's not as good as they are. So they really got to kick their ass.
And so what? So there's 20 or something, 30 games left in the season?
Yeah, I think pretty much September is all you got. September and the rest of this month. So, well, yeah, a little, yeah. I can't do the math in my brain, but you're about between 20 and 30 games left.
That's plenty of time. They're only 3 games out of the wild card spot.
Well, listen, they always tell you, though, you count the teams ahead of you as an extra game because you're fighting so many other teams who are trying to get to that spot, too. So they're like 5 out because there's 2 teams ahead of them that they're trying to get over, but at least they get to play one of them, and that would be the Red Sox. That's going to be a big series in Seattle, 4 games. And really, I mean, they can help themselves a lot if they can sweep that series. I mean, that would be epic for them, and they probably would put themselves right in the wild card.
Yeah, because the Yankees, it looks like they just forgot how to lose. They wanted their 11th straight yesterday.
I know. Yeah, the Yankees. And look, the Yankees had a lot of injuries at the beginning and middle of the season. Really, you watch a game and go, I don't recognize anybody on this team. Well, they got their people back, it looks like. So Yeah.
So it's a bittersweet thing for you, BJ. The Mariners are chasing the Red Sox for that wild card spot. It could not get any better here.
BJ, you need to go to the games because then it's for sure that the Mariners will win.
Yeah, you have a pretty good track record of the Mariners beating the Red Sox when you attend.
You're absolutely right. I will tell you, I have already given up on the Red Sox season.
Wow.
I really have. Look, I won't get too stats geeky with you, but I look in the numbers and I realize the Red Sox, they're not a good team. And they've been a pretender for a long time, and now it's starting to show, which usually does in August. I mean, it's a grueling season. That's why baseball is kind of cool. 162 games, you have to be real. You have to be the real deal. You can't pretend because eventually the season will catch up with you. Mm-hmm. And that has been the case for the Red Sox. And also for the Mariners, it's shown that they're a better team than people thought they were, as they have really lasted long enough to be in the conversation.
It's usually at this point we're like, man, remember when they were okay in the beginning of the year? But it's actually been the other way around. They've been way better now in the last, 40 games or something like that.
Yeah, I hope they can find a way to solve Houston, because it does seem like Houston has our number, here in Seattle. So it would be great if they could figure that out. But either way, it's fun to be in the conversation, still think, hey, the Mariners can make the playoffs. That's a nice thing.
Looks like they have about 35 games left.
Oh, okay. So that's a little bit more than we thought, but still.
Plenty of time, BJ.
Plenty of time. They just got to keep beating Oakland, because they'll probably play them a few more times this year. And then they got that big series against the Red Sox. And then they just got to hope the Red Sox continue to do what they do best. And lately it's been losing. So that's what they got to hope. Woo! Go Mariners!
Hell yeah, man.
Yeah. Yesterday, Steve, he did get this one right.
Who is known for playing the most consecutive games in Major League Baseball?
What the hell's the guy's name? Steve Garvey did it for the National League, but that doesn't count. Pete Rose.
No.
Crap, what is the guy's name, BJ?
I know you know it. I know you're going to be so mad at yourself.
Ty Cobb?
No.
No.
Wow.
I'll come back to a pass.
Oh, the sale of what was prohibited in the...
Cal Ripken Jr.
Yes. You did get to it.
I got so pumped just right now hearing that.
Good work, Steve. Good work, Steve.
I was so happy you weren't getting it. I thought, this is a gimme, and I'm going to maybe get a song. But
right?
Nah, you came back in the bottom of the ninth and walked off with that one.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. You want a shot at beating Steve? You got it. 206-421-ROCK. We're playing Beat Mig. We'll do that at 6:49 on The Rock.
Today's podcast was brought to you by Travis Gagne, bankruptcy attorney. Here's another question from a listener. If I can't afford to pay my bills, how am I going to afford attorneys and bankruptcy fees?
One of the things people ask me all the time as a bankruptcy lawyer is that how am I going to pay all these fees and costs because I'm here because I can't afford to pay my bills? And of course we understand that. I mean, being in the bankruptcy field. But one of the things to remember is that if you decide, once you make the decision to file bankruptcy, you can stop paying on all of the creditors that are going to be included in the bankruptcy, and those are the funds that you can use that you have been paying your creditors to pay your attorney fees and court costs to get your case filed. And once your case is filed, you're not going to have most of those payments anymore.
Thanks, Travis. If you have more questions about bankruptcy, you can reach out to Travis anytime at ChooseTheRightChapter.com. That's ChooseTheRightChapter.com. Thanks for listening.
This podcast is brought to you by the Washington State Department of Health. When we think about the COVID-19 vaccine hesitancy in the Black community, let's remember, it didn't happen by chance. It's justified in history. But the will to change the narrative is strong today, and our people are lending their voices to the conversation. We're sharing our stories and the reasons that made us choose the vaccine so we can lead the way for others to make a well-informed choice too. To hear our stories, visit hereforuswa.org.
Wenatchee is gorgeous in the spring with its lush green rolling hills, abundant wildflowers everywhere, and the views of the Columbia River. The local food scene offers an abundant selection of authentic international cuisines featuring the unique farm-fresh ingredients of the region. Wenatchee is also home to award-winning wines, handcrafted hard ciders, and a talented handful of local brewers producing fine craft beers. Visit Wenatchee, the heart of Washington State.
The world needed a safer trampoline. Dr. Keith Alexander, inventor of the Spring-Free Trampoline, wanted to bring the joy of trampolining to his daughter. His wife said they were too dangerous, so he invented his own. Spring-Free Trampoline is the world's safest trampoline, with no springs or hard edges. Now, parents can have peace of mind that their kids are outside jumping safely. To learn more, visit springfreetrampoline.com.